Greetings, everybody. Esri Rosier here. So this happened last night, but it was so late in the day. It was around like 10:30 p.m. I decided not to make the video about it until this morning. Doug Pederson has been officially hired as head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, I like Nick Sirianni. I really do. I believe he showed an incredible ability to overcome adversity this season, fighting back from a 2-5 start to finish 9-8. But going back to January 2021, I did not agree with that decision to fire Doug Pederson. This was a coach who I did not believe deserved to be fired. Listen, I get it. There was controversy about that final game against Washington where Doug Pederson benched Jalen Hurts in the fourth quarter when we were down by just 3 points. And 2020 was an awful season. We were 4-11-1, and Doug Pederson had several very poorly coached games. He went for a lot of unnecessary fourth downs, shaving points. Most infamously, that Giants game I went to in Philadelphia. The game where Evan Ingram dropped the ball. The game where Daniel Jones ran 80 yards and tripped when nobody was going to catch him. He had a wide open touchdown and he tripped. But Doug Pederson, this guy was a good coach. Doug Pederson, this was a coach in his second season. In 2017, Doug Pederson led the Eagles to our very first Super Bowl victory. Doug Pederson outcoached Bill Belichick. Doug Pederson had guts. Doug Pederson, this was a coach who led very depleted and banged up Eagles teams to the playoffs 3 seasons in a row, 2017, 2018, and 2019. We won the division in 2 of those seasons, being 2017 and 2019. So nothing but warm feelings for Doug Pederson from me. I'm so happy that he got this opportunity. Congratulations to you, Doug. I'm glad that you have another chance to prove yourself as head coach. And I think it'll be very interesting to see if Doug Pederson can revive this abysmal Jaguars franchise. Let's not forget, people, 4 years ago, the Jaguars were a very good team. The Jaguars, very coincidentally, the Jaguars came very close to reaching the Super Bowl that we ultimately won. They were up 20-10 over the defending Super Bowl champion New England Patriots in the AFC Championship at Gillette Stadium. They had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter over Tom Brady. Ultimately, they couldn't get it done. They fell. The Patriots won 24-20. They went to Super Bowl 52 where they lost to Doug Pederson and the Eagles. But that Jaguars team, I think they were like 10-6, but that was a good team. And they had Blake Bortles at quarterback. Blake Bortles. They went to the AFC Championship with Blake Bortles. They won 2 playoff games over the Bills and Steelers with Blake Bortles. Now, admittedly, he wasn't the main catalyst for their success that season. Jacksonville, they had a very good defense in 2017. The Jaguars' 2017 defense was amazing. The fans had like this nickname like Saxonville. It was kind of cringe, to be honest. But that defense was very good. Jalen Ramsey, Miles Jack, all those other guys. So I'll be very interested in seeing if Doug Pederson can bring this team back to that level of contention, that level where they can compete with the Titans and the Colts to win the division. And what's interesting about this, so the Eagles have a game against the Jaguars next season. The Jaguars are from the AFC South. We play the AFC South every 4 years. The last time we saw that division was 2018. In 2018, the Eagles and Jaguars played in London. And the Jaguars are always playing in London. It's like every year. The London Jaguars. But actually, let's get off topic. But anyway, so the Eagles played the Jaguars in London. The Jaguars were the designated home team for that game. This time, 4 years later, the Jaguars are coming to Philadelphia. That's right, the Jaguars are coming to Lincoln Financial Field. So we will see Doug Pederson, our only Super Bowl winning head coach, making his grand return to Lincoln Financial Field. Now, last season, we saw our former head coach, Andy Reid, make his return to Lincoln Financial Field. This was his second visit to Philly after 2013. That game didn't go so well for us. Patrick Mahomes had 5 touchdown passes. Tyreek Hill had 3 touchdowns. The Chiefs won 40-32. And that win gave Andy Reid the distinction of being the first head coach in NFL history to win 100 games with 2 franchises. I think that is so poetic how he sets that record. He gets that record against his old team, the Eagles, at his old stomping grounds of Lincoln Financial Field. That was funny to me. But so yeah, I wasn't sure which home game I was going to go to this season because we have a lot of intriguing home games. The Packers, the Vikings, the Steelers, and the Titans, they all come to Philly. All of those teams come to Philly. I know which road game I'm going to. I'll be in Arizona for our game against the Cardinals, but this will be my home game. Jaguars versus Eagles. Doug Pederson returns to the link. Now, I love Doug Pederson, but we cannot let him come to Philly and beat us. We already let Andy Reid do that twice. In fact, Andy Reid is 3-0 against the Eagles since we fired him. So we got to beat Doug, man. We love him. We'll always love him for winning our Super Bowl, but we got to beat Doug Pederson next year. So yeah, next season we will be playing against our former Super Bowl winning head coach, Doug Pederson, and we will be playing against our former quarterback, Carson Wentz. Yeah, that's another game we have. The Eagles, they play the Colts in Indianapolis. Now, actually, will Carson Wentz still beat our quarterback? I mean, we'll see. I still cannot believe that the Colts got eliminated by the Jaguars, a 2-win Jaguars team. I saw a stat before that game how the Colts hadn't won in Jacksonville since 2014, but come on, they're the Jaguars. The Jaguars. That is the worst team in the league. Detroit's better than them. The Lions are better than the Jaguars. And that team with 2 wins, they managed to eliminate a very competitive and a very a very competitive and a very solid Colts team who beat playoff teams like the Bills, the Patriots. They sent the Colts home. I could not believe that. Carson Wentz, he didn't have a good game. Frank Reich, I think he could have had better play calls. And the Jaguars just dominated the trenches in that game. You don't really see the Colts lose the battle in the trenches, but they did that time. So, catch you guys later. Go Birds.